Hey guys, Tim here with Cato from Enslaved, and we spent the last month, it's been about a month?
Yeah, more or less, on a bus.
Yeah, on a bus, 17 people, living in each other's pockets.
Yeah, back pockets, front pockets, side pockets, everywhere. I mean, but you guys,
invasions,
yeah, you guys are used to kangaroos, so you should have the pockets in front as well.
No.
I could pop up in one of those.
Yeah, I don't
Feel home, I guess.
don't think so.
Yeah, no, it's not that glamorous as people think, actually. The bunks, like the beds we sleep in, they're pretty narrow.
Yeah.
You're sleeping in a little box. And entertainment-wise, we had internet connection on the bus in Germany only.
Yeah, it was so rare that I don't think we even bothered to get it.
No, some of the shows in Italy.
But really, the real entertainment on the bus was mainly Grutler and you late at night telling lots of stories and generally
there's always
time.
some stories to
Although some of my boys can be a bit entertaining.
Oh yeah,
I've had a few drinks as well.
Well, I mean, the only way to entertain yourself is actually, well, the only way to get entertainment is to provide it yourself. That's what I meant to say.
Basically, but yeah, we have. So
there is a TV screen, but have you had it on?
It wasn't. It's not that big. Like the TV screens, I don't know. It's probably only maybe 15, 17 inches at the most.
Inches, something like that.
And we only have. There's 2 lounges on the bus, but we had so much gear and merchandise and stuff like that
stuck with guitar suitcases, big cardboard boxes.
The upstairs lounge is basically filled with gear, so you can't hang out there.
No.
So we have one lounge downstairs, which fits 11 people, and there's 17 people on the bus. So basically,
at least 6 persons have to be in their bunk sleeping or something like that.
Or a couple of people standing in the aisle.
Yeah, standing in the aisle.
I don't think I've ever seen more than 13 people downstairs at the same time.
No, I don't think so. Maybe if the bus catches fire, we're getting through that number, but knock on wood, let us hope that doesn't happen. But no, it's there's one toilet. A lot of time it runs out of water, and the smell of piss. The smell of piss is pretty bad. It's like, I mean, your eyes start going with tears.
Yeah, nothing worse than getting up in the middle of the night and just wishing that you didn't have to go to the bathroom because it's wonderful.
One night also I woke up by a huge bang, and then actually the door to the fridge caved in. It was like several bottles, like 1.5 liter of bottles with Coca-Cola and some beer and stuff, just bam, down on the floor. And that's not a carpet floor.
Yeah.
It's like these mini tiles. So of course it broke, so it was like sticky fluid and it was pieces of glass everywhere, and I kind of volunteered in my underwear and my shoes to pick it up, trying to be careful not to cut myself in the fingers or step on anything. I mean, if you're a drummer and you get like this big piece of glass in your foot, you're pretty much out of commission for a while. Not to mention the stickiness, and there was not much paper tissue. The driver gave us like a dirty towel, and shit like that happens.
Yeah, but that's definitely the toughest thing about the bus was that it was filled with Norwegians.
And Aussies. Now it's not that glamorous, and if you go up to like the sleeping department, it's farting and snoring absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, thankfully we have a couple of bad former snorers on the bus who have sleep machines to minimize it, because we have one member in our band who's just absolutely chainsaw hideous, but he now has a sleep machine to help. But there's still, like, sometimes we walk down with the bus. I think it was Vicky, who's the tour manager for Enslaved. She actually came down last night, 3, 4 in the morning or something like that, being like, oh my god, like they're all snoring so loud, and she was getting her earplugs still.
Yeah, it can be really bad. Not to mention, I think it was after we played in Toulouse in France.
So if you're a light sleeper, it's
they served us like this specialty sausage. What they didn't tell us, what that sausage is, I don't know, the fart-producing sausage #1 in the world. Me and Grutler, we were basically, replacing our asses with machine guns. It was like all all the time, and so smelly. And lucky for me, I'm sleeping in the bottom bunk, so the smell just came up to Grytla. I just heard him like, oh fuck, and that's pretty much what it's like. So I don't know. If you freak out by sounds and smells and everything like that, you don't belong on a tour bus.
Yeah.
You leave your ego at home.
The other problem I have sometimes, it hasn't been...
It's like being in prison.
Well, except that at least you
get out now and then.
See a few more sights each day.
Yeah.
What happens sometimes if I sleep facing out where the curtain is, because there's a curtain on one side and the wall on the other side. If I fall asleep facing the wall, sometimes if I wake up and the wall's like right in my face, I'll like wake up startled as if I am in a coffin. These bunks are a little bit bigger than the one that we had on our US tour, which are a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
And that happened like 3 or 4 times where I woke up in the middle of the night, like almost like with my just face into the corner between the wall and the tiny bunk, and just feeling a bit claustrophobic. So it's not good if you're claustrophobic, or
no,
you don't
that
like,
too.
or if you don't like
other people's sound or
smells, or if you like personal space.
Forget about it.
So all those things are not that good. The really good thing about being on the tour bus is that we leave at like maybe 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah, there's no stress.
And most of the time when we wake up the next day, we're already at the venue or we're pretty close to the next show. So you wake up like say 12 o'clock, or on a show day, and you're maybe already at the venue, so you can get up and go look around or something like that. Whereas,
and after dinner, you can take like we're headlining. We can take like a short nap. I'm the oldest in the company, so I'm starting to get like an old man. So after dinner, 1.5 hours. That's perfect for me. Others like to take a walk. Some of the guys do some training. I do that behind the drum kit, so I don't have to.
Sure.
But it's, I really prefer being on a tour bus, despite the things we talked about.
Yeah.
Instead of airports and hotels. Because you check in extremely late, check out extremely early. You have to be at the airport like 2 hours in advance.
Yeah.
And so much stress.
We did like the first 2 weeks of this tour before we joined you guys. We were doing like headlining through the UK and Scandinavia and stuff like that. And we didn't have long drive. We were just in a van, and we were staying at fans' houses or sometimes staying at just cheap hotels or whatever. And even though the drives weren't that long, it's so much more exhausting just because you have to get up at a certain time in order to be able to drive, even if it's only like a 4-hour drive, which is not very long for a day-to-day on tour. You got to be out of the hotel by 10 at the latest, and of course if you're performing late at night, you've got adrenaline, and so the longer the tour goes on, the later you go to bed. So most of the time I've been going to bed at 3, 4 every night and wake up about lunchtime. But early in the tour you had no choice. You had to be up about 9:30 because you had to check out the hotel, or you had to maybe drive 4 hours and you had to be at the venue by 1 or 2 or something like that. So the Oceans of Summer guys, they've been in a van the whole tour for 7 weeks.
They had a driver, but I never seen him without a beer in his hand. He's from the Czech Republic, by the way. And, this is one hell of a guy, but...
this is a Zdenek, and one hell of a guy, amazing guy, always with a beer in his hand. But I think basically if they have because he'll drive, during the day, and then at the show he might have a few drinks. And if they have like a short drive, like maybe just 20 minutes to some accommodation, one of the guys in the band will drive the van so that he can have a drink or two. So they share it amongst themselves. And
I also have to say that the only band who have a real proper backline crew is actually us. And you guys take care of yourself, and you help with load in, load out, everything like that.
Yeah.
But we also did that ourselves at the very beginning of the tour, and when we went to Australia, we were our own crew.
Yep.
And we also did 2 weeks playing for school kids in Norway, where we also did this, including driving.
I don't think in Australia you can do metal shows for school kids.
No, I don't think so.
They definitely didn't do that at my school.
That was weird. I mean, when I was like 15, 16...
What age were the kids that you were playing for?
Around like 14, 15, 16. When I was that age, I was the rebel. Because I listened to this noisy music and playing this noisy music. And it was like some of the other students, especially the girls, was like, oh, fuck, turn it off. Metallica and stuff.
Sure.
And of course the teachers was, what is this noise? Grow up. Listen to some proper music. Situation these days... being 48, I'm still the rebel that listens to the noisy music. But this time, it's not the teacher or the headmaster who say that, because they like it. It's the kids. 13, 14, 15-year-old kids hate metal music. It's noisy. Give us Justin Bieber, whatever, that's what they say. It's like, come on, Justin Bieber, who knows who he is in 5 years? I mean, there's so many, like...
Sure. Pop stars that go in and out.
Yes. They are, like, big for half a year, and then they just disappear.
Yeah.
We've been around for a quarter of a century.
25 years. I mean, that's why we're here on that tour, which is pretty amazing. I hope we make it that far. You know, that's kind of
only
crazy.
one way to do it is like keep on doing what you like to do and always do it with a smile on the face.
Absolutely.
That's how it goes. Nice talking to you, Tim.
Absolutely.
We should get something to eat. Goulash in Dresden. See you around.